Hi there, thanks for checking out this week's episode. So, yeah, a restoration. So it's no surprise that I'm doing a cougar. I've got no before shots of it or anything, but we've got the chassis. So obviously it's been used. It's not that massively beaten up. It's obviously had some sort of sticker on down there, but most important thing, it's had no holes drilled in for the servo, so the marks there, I'm guessing where the servo has been stuck down, they've just used a screwdriver to pry it out. This needs a good clean. I've stripped it all down. Back needs a little sorting out there, but yeah, I've stripped it all down. I had all the plastic parts cleaned, so they are all here ready to go. So a couple of things to note on the Cougars, obviously compared to the original Cougar, the classic, the Riri that's been out, your rear bulkhead's different. So you've got your 6 adjusting slots on the side there. On the original one, the Cougar one, you only get the 1 on there. It's not as thick, so you can just get your newer style ball studs in there. Everything else pretty much the same. Luckily this one's got the proper Cougar 2 arms, so it's not the easiest to see on there, but basically these go slightly forward, whereas the other ones they're referred to as the long wheelbase. So I'll be keeping these arms. They're not in too bad condition. Obviously they have been used. They've got some marks on them, but it's all part of the history of the car. So everything, like I say, everything's been cleaned down, gone through. Everything seems to be usable. I will be replacing all the screws with hex hardware. So we've got all the front end assembly there. Obviously, if you don't know the Cougar 2, the front arms are different as well. So these ones, they're swept back. So you can see that it comes back a lot further, and your shock mounts up onto the top bit in here at the front. But yeah, you can see I haven't got an original Cougar arm just to show you, but it does give it a much shorter wheelbase. So I'm going to be getting this thing hopefully built. Shouldn't take me too long because I think I have everything. I'll be replacing all the bearings. But yeah, can't wait to get this one done. One little good thing that it did come with, had the carbon fibre front and rear shock towers. These very nice to get because these are actually off the works and they're in good condition. There's no cracks or fractures that I can see, so always nice to come across some nice rare parts. But yeah, if you don't know anything about the history of the Cougar, when it first came out, I think when it first came out, I'm pretty sure I can remember all 3 came out. So you had the Sport, which was your no frills version, so that didn't have a slipper clutch. The diff on it was slightly different, and it wasn't fully ball race, so a lot of the parts weren't in the diff weren't ball raced as far as I can remember, and I don't think the wheels were. I can't remember exactly, it was a long time ago. The racing version was the next one up. That was a fully ball race car, and that one also had a slipper. And then there was the Team, which again still used everything, but that had alloy roller drive shafts and ball race steering. And then later on there was a works version, which I've got one of mine up on here. So this is basically, you get the nice purple there, so, and those are your alloy roller drive shafts in there. So the idea was that basically it was, as it's driving, it wouldn't stop the suspension from working as it's meant to. All technical stuff that I don't really know about, but this is one that's probably going to get run now. I've got enough parts to restore another one. Obviously chassis, you get that nice purple chassis. This one's pretty beat up, so I need to see exactly how the other chassis fares to this one. But the biggest difference is the rear arms. They are completely different. They were bespoke to the works, and the rear hub it's hard to see in there, but that's your hub off the regular Cougar. Nice big chunky one. This one, it's all a lot thinner, and the arms are, I don't know if there's any extra length. I think there is. Looks like it gives it a little bit of extra length. The gearbox position is slightly different, so your normal one bolts there and there, I think, or round about there. So it basically just sits a little bit lower down from what I can see. Let's take the body off. I've not had a look in this there. This has just got some electrics wanged in. But yeah, the steering is not connected up, but that's your ball race steering. Obviously that's all not connected up yet, but this is one that's just going to get done up for the shelf. And again, this one doesn't have any extra holes drilled in for the servo, which is quite rare. It's not got the proper bulkhead on the back, so it's hard to see on this one. Let me just grab some. But you get the hole on the very bottom, so you get the normal 6 and then the one on the bottom. So this bulkhead, from what I can remember, it's not a genuine, it's not the one that would have come with a works, but these are pretty hard to get by, but you can get a nice 3D printed one from Jet Components, Martin Jetwear. So if you are wanting to upgrade your Cougar, that's another good thing you can do. Obviously the battery strap, just hold your stick packs in, however you run them. But yeah, this is my favourite Cougar, the Cougar 2 Works. It was the very last 2-wheel drive car I had before real cars took over. So I have restored one previously, and I've run that at the Lakeland Classic. That's the one you can actually see in the picture on my banner. And yeah, I've got enough parts now so I can build another runner. So I will have 2, but you get the lovely Varia shocks. Obviously I've put the purple alloy parts on there. The yellow springs, basically just because I used to love the yellow springs back in the day. They look good. May not have been the best handling, but hey ho. So yeah, that's it. Absolutely love this. So we will have another one, and when that one gets done, I'll have that on the video. Your Cougar 2 also went to 2.2 wheels, so you had these what were called aero discs. I was lucky enough to find a new impact set, front and rears. Basically this little disc can come off. A lot of people, the little cat writing on the inside, they'd get a black Sharpie pen, fill that in, or they'd paint this disc a different colour. Just what everyone did back in the day, back then. But yeah, that's it. So we'll see more on the Cougar 2 Works later on. Like I say, I think I've got everything to build this up. So I'll be going through, starting on the diff. All the diff parts are in here. So I'll just give it all cleaned up, checked over. It will get run, I think. I like to give all the cars that I build a run, so it'll probably just get a gentle run now that we're going back outdoors. I've got all the shocks. Shock towers are the only things that I need. And the eccentrics on it, they're slightly different to the alloy ones, but these aren't too bad. They're a little bit beat up, but again, I do have a really, well, they're a better condition set. Yeah, these have been used. A little bit of scuffing on the side. But yeah, all I'm waiting on, a rear shock tower. So I want to go with the FRP, I think it is. Front and rear. So I've got a front one. Hopefully I've got a rear one coming off one of my mates. But yeah, I'll get this built. If I get it built in time before this video goes out, I'll show it at the end. But if not, I'll show you it all in another video. But thanks for watching. And if you want to follow, hit that subscribe button. But for now, I'll see you all later.